Log recording 1:12 p.m. It's still the 17th of February 2023. We were John C. Roseman, California. Yeah, talk about being sick to my stomach for one reason or another. I was really having issues when I was seeing other things happening on the news. Things over the past, God knows how long, many years and decades. And it's like every generation still has to visit the damn dark side of their souls, and it's still hard as hell to deal with, especially when people are griping and grumbling about how our differences are going to be killing us, or we should be this way, or should be that way. And it's hard as hell to keep dealing with specific and targeted groups and people just because their own blind ignorance and fear and ignorance and apathy and indifference and tolerance. They gauge more and they rule more than anything else. Federal charges are being held on a guy who's happened to try to shoot a couple of Jewish people. Or potential, I guess. Doesn't matter. They're still alive. But there are hate charges filed. I was out here in Los Angeles. You want to talk about hate charges? Tyler case out there in Memphis. 8 black officers and a few white medical EMT were participating one way or another, directly or indirectly. Brutal deaths of a guy who just wrong place, wrong time, and these guys just wanted to be assholes. They murdered. EMT showed indifference. Didn't even report. There was about 10 officers involved. And 2 MTs, one specialist, actually one a lieutenant. All discharged. I suppose they're going to be all charged as well. Goes on and on and on. What is it about man who keeps hating himself and others because he feels like he's inferior, and therefore he's got to feel himself to be more better than everybody else and has to beat people up to prove it. Something like healthy competition is one thing, but when you start to get into that kind of anger and hatred and intolerance and everything else that's going on, so often you hear the media talking about it one way or another, and the fingers are still being blamed and pointed. And the problem is, one thing they're not doing is pointing the finger at themselves. Probably even means that the victims have to blame themselves one way or another. Oh, we should target others, but we still have to recognize we still got the darker side of our nature, so we still have to deal with. Yeah, it's tragic that we do have people that are getting their asses kicked one way or another and not even realizing it. But we still have to recognize it. It wasn't necessary to do mass murders or even genocides, let alone harassments all the damn time. Even the most open folks are becoming more and more fearful and paranoid because of what's happening around them. How the hell are we supposed to be able to deal with that shit? Move from one neighborhood to another neighborhood, and you still have the indifference, and you still have the racial hatred in there somewhere. No place, nowhere is safe from it. But we still can't look at ourselves in the mirror and understand that nature of ourselves. What did we do to deserve this? What did we do to deserve this? Is the question. Even our own historical and biblical cannot account for it. In nature, we look at it and we try to compare ourselves to nature. Does nature have a tolerance or an intolerance towards differences of people left and right? And I guess we're still confused about that one because sometimes we still think that animals have a better way of handling things than humans do. And other times we keep trying to tell ourselves that we're more superior because we've got a higher intellect. A damn ego. But even I'm understanding more and more that the animal nature is also still ego driven. Stick to your own kind and nothing about interbreeding. I've heard stories when someone actually befriends a wild animal or like wolf or a coyote and actually befriends them when they're so accustomed that they know a few people they can trust, but yet the smell of a human on them is so repugnant to the rest of the pack that they get ostracized. I've heard stories like that growing up and heard people talking about it, and even sometimes on nature shows. And that's kind of hard to deal with or understand that. Even we humans do the same damn thing to ourselves. We think we're morally superior and we're not. We think we got the higher intellect. Do we? Do we honestly? Nature has a way of trying to adapt, still trying to keep the animal races to themselves. Maybe or maybe not interbreeding. Maybe coming up with a new species. But we sometimes try to see past it because we see ourselves as humans, not segregated, not sectioned. But if we happen to do look at ourselves as sectioned, then we start looking at ourselves as hostile. We have to remain and be pure. The problem is, I don't know if there's any purity in our system or in our genome anyway. What is considered pure these days? Fixated? There was a lot of debate, sociologists, anthropologists, historians, I guess throughout the ages, trying to determine what the purity of a person or a human being is. We can't stand imperfection, not even ourselves. Everything has to be a set value, everything has to be a set way, a set skin color, a set belief system. Everything has to be set. There cannot be any changes, deviations, or anything else, no mutations. I say a leopard can change its spots. Well, maybe I can't. And based upon that little analogy there, everything has to be the way it is, despite the fact that things have changed and mutated throughout the history of the earth itself. We think we're the culmination of a perfect human being. Just how many genomes and how many DNA strands we got in ourselves, how many chromosomes, our differences of cultures, of everything else going through us, how we're supposed to be the same. We're not the same. That's the problem. If we were the same, we wouldn't be putting ourselves through this damn shit in the first place. We have indifferences, we have intolerances, we have our ignorance, we have a plain disgust for differences because we can't afford to see that. There only has to be one, 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 one. It has to be just the one. There can't be many, there can't be differences, it has to be just the one. Because we can't stand ourselves either way. It has to be racial, it has to be pure, it has to be. We get this frickin' fixation in ourselves. I'm seeing people getting their asses kicked left and right because of their own damn differences. If the assault, you know, the guys that are doing these damn dastardly deeds are getting caught and put through trial, they may think that some of their peers are going to get them off because they think the same lines. Despite evidence shows them. Here's a case example here. Pathetical. We got this one lunatic raised in hatred, raised in anger, raised that differences suck. Tries to find people like him. He learns to hate people. Everyone's affected by it, even me. It's my cultural differences of every sort. Sometimes it's hard to relate because of the barriers we all put up. Imagine this one person looking out, gets so disgusted he goes outside, starts throwing his own will against others, and decides he's going to do this. Okay, he does it, then what? Then what? He goes out and skulls thumps, or worse, deprives the other person of life, a future, a heritage, a legacy, something. Oh, he lives a legacy, alright. Lives the wrong kind of legacy. And there's the other thing. Who determines if it's right or wrong? Now we really have issues, don't we? We have too much of it. How the hell we ever get past this shit, I don't know. How the hell we ever get past our own damn pain and our own damn indifference and our own damn ignorance, I don't know that one either. But it is what it is. We're still trying to deal with it, we're still trying to cope with it, and we're still blaming others for it. I'm going to look at you and I'm going to blame you for everything else you are. Because I'm an ignorant, indifferent, insufferable human being who thinks I'm the it and you are not. And therefore my will is above yours. Because I think in my screwed up head and thinking at this point, I'm going to say that. This is all hypothetically, by the way. I've already had my differences of that one going on to me. How much I don't like the differences of others. The problem is being closed-minded and indifferent, fearful and ignorant. That's what makes the whole situation even worse than a joke. It's an insult. because I allow myself not to experience culture. I allow myself not to experience anything else. I'm going to find a way to blame people because it's so convenient for me to do so. I got a question for you. How is it convenient to hate the other schmuck? Seriously. It's a serious question. How is it necessary for me to keep this damn hate going? I got potential examples, and even one is an ongoing situation. It sickens me that it still continues on, and there's no way I can find a solution for the damn thing. Even though we'll be pissing off the guy left and right about it, and he doesn't want to deal with it. And the thing is, to let this thing up becoming an open sore. The problem is if or when this guy ever passes, all those lost opportunities to make amends, to understand his other point of view, to understand what the hell went on. I'm stuck with my own, and that shouldn't be enough. I wanted to know what the hell this guy's major malfunction was. A couple of years back, we had somebody coming on the property around midnight, pissing people off. Young lady strung out, hitting alarms left and right, trying to get attention. And a neighbor who I thought was a friend, I'm going to say it, it's a black man, disabled, former gang, years later trying to reform himself into a better human being, disabled. But he's still chasing this woman around, and she's afraid of this guy. But she came onto the property. I thought she looked familiar. Maybe she did. I don't know. At midnight, man, I'm just trying to sleep during that time. And I have to wake up to the fire alarm screaming its head off. But I barely remembered this woman going around from place to place around the courtyard over here with my crippled former friend chasing her around until she gets over here and hits the fire alarm finally for this particular building, sets the whole damn thing off. And I have to get up and find out what the fuck's going on. My dog's having a conniption fit over this. Girl in her 20s, black stringy hair, dressed a bit goth, I think, but also in the streets. She's strung out like crazy, and she's claiming that the guy chasing her is going to rape her. Now, one of these neighbors will find out to get outside what the hell's going on. Why did I have to put mine? Because of the fire alarm going off over here, I have to bring my dog outside. But I kept her inside, let her deal with the damn alarm. Unfortunately, the damn thing was screaming its head off left and right. She's freaking. She's having a conniption fit. I'm coming outside. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and my neighbor's trying to tell me, get back inside, John. Get back inside, John. No, I'm getting 911 at this point. This is a situation intolerable, and I decided, I'm taking action. I'm not ignoring the damn thing because I can't turn this damn thing off. Only the fire department and management can. And already management's already waking up slowly to the fact that we got a situation going on. So now I have to call sheriff's department and talk to 911 operator. And we're talking about this damn shit. But prior to that, she sneaks in here and goes in my bathroom and hides. Starts tearing apart the place. He's having a conniption fit because now I gotta get involved damn cops in this point. And I can't get enough of an answer out of this guy. So while she's in here, I'm talking to 911 at this point. I got her secured in a place. She's not going anywhere. She got in. I didn't give her permission. So at least I know somewhere that Kern County's got the tapes on this one and a 911. A couple of years back, I got an incident report still hanging up just in case. And I was talking to 911 about it, waiting for the sheriff's department to get over here, and texting messages to the neighbors trying to figure out, no, they're trying to ask me what the hell's going on. They don't even bother getting out of their damn homes to find out what the hell's going on. That's the bitch. Nobody's doing this shit except me. They don't want to get involved. They don't want to get involved. I'm getting involved, and this guy's getting pissed off me. Because now I got the sheriff's involved, and I got to tell him exactly what the hell's going on. And he doesn't like it. So now he's got to badmouth me as being the bad neighbor around here. Almost coming to a point of blaming me for causing everything. I didn't do a damn shit except call 911 on this one. Now I got 2.5, 3 hours of cleanup in the damn bathroom just to get the place in order again. Oh, and during the thing, the assistant manager pops out just watching everything else. But she doesn't have anything to say. She's watching. Lovely. So I tell her what's going on. And he's bad-mouthing, yelling, and cursing me out of the storm and trying to get the other neighbors on his side. I'm the one that's got the bitch in there. Yeah, I used to be word. A strung-out woman. And he keeps saying, don't talk to me. Don't you ever talk to me ever again. It's like I violated him in so many ways that I can never get this thing straightened out with him. And I don't know what the fuck I did to him. All I know is I'm reacting to a situation and talk to the cops about it. I talked to the cops about it. What else was I supposed to do? I don't know. But I talked to the cops about it. And I talked to management. He's still here. He's still living his life, and he still hates me. And we don't talk to each other anymore. We used to a long time ago, but not these days. Not these days. He's still pissed to this day. I'm not out of here, so I'm basically a pain in the ass to him. I hadn't said a word. But I'm living here, and that's his problem. Yeah. Neither one of us talked to each other to get this damn thing resolved. I wanted to hear his fucking story to see what the hell what started all damn shit. And why he wanted me not to talk to the cops. Or want me to tell him in a different way. I'm telling him what I observed and what was going on, and I had 911 on my side. He didn't like dealing with cops and law enforcement because he dealt with it in his past. In his past, put him in this situation. Therefore, he's got a burr up his ass regarding law enforcement. I don't. It's not because of skin color. Because of life experiences. Treat the cops fairly enough. Give them all the information necessary. Give them more information if you have. And then give them more information. Maybe it's stuff to bury your ass, but at least if you're being cooperative and not being a pain in the ass, they remember. But they also remember you being a pain in the ass. He had a gang lifestyle. Gang banging lifestyle a long time ago. In his youth. The funny thing is, when my brother was alive, he recognized him. But my neighbor didn't recognize him. Part of that memory was blasted away. Apparently the story was the guy got shot in the head. My brother was trying to tell me that he had a run-in with him. With several other gang members while my brother was doing high-risk security. And as many security jobs that he had in his lifetime my brother had, he came across him as a youth being a gangbanger. But I don't know specific details because my brother didn't give me specific details. All he did was remember this guy being a troublemaker. And then dismissed it out of hand, like so many assholes he had, except if you wanted to tell a story about it, it just popped up in his head. But I don't know the full details of this shit. That's the only details I know about him. Even before David passed, he never did go into specifics about what the hell happened, where it took place. All he knows is he had a run-in with him. So, not much more to say on that one. I wish I could help him out, but things happen. So now I gotta deal with the remnants of everything. Kinda sucks, really. It does. Because now I have to deal with him and his attitude. And not to mention the neighbors' attitudes around here, too. Remember, I kept saying something about ignorance, the difference in attitude, and everything else going on? Yeah, well, dealing with that kind of crap really plays a bad thing in your mouth, I tell you. I'm just dusting out the keyboard. The other one. Some things I had to do. And some of the kids grew up from mouthy young teenagers into barely 20 juvenile delinquents. Either don't have a job, or don't care to have a job, or barely get through high school. But they are left a bad taste in everyone else's mouth. A few of them actually did move away, and the rest of them just stuck. Just stuck here and yelling their heads off and like to cause problems sometimes. Yeah, that's real fun. But if I'm going to start doing that racial crap, it's not called for, it's not needed. It's not. There are differences between us. A lot of them. I just don't have to get into them. I just don't have to go crazy with it, and I just don't have to do anything about it except just to leave it alone. We got our differences. We got our cultural things going on. No issues on that one. The thing I do have an issue with is if they happen to start any issues. And the problem is they haven't. Actually, I would say the good thing is we haven't had. Well, just getting booted up right now. We haven't had that issue just yet. I hope to God we don't. I like to keep it cordial and friendly with the neighbors. And I'm not trying to look for any trouble. But then again, when someone says that way, trouble usually happens anyway. Why? Because I've been noticing it's been happening too many damn times. We keep doing the wishing for good thoughts like that, and sometimes other things screw the damn thing up. Anyway, we'll talk later.